Yo, what up, a-holes? Thank you for tuning in to the Holistic A-Hole podcast. My name is Erik Levi, and I'm the Holistic A-Hole, the mommy blogger with balls, the inconvenient truth of health. How you doing today? Hope you're doing great. I got a power-packed episode here for you. We're going to talk about rich people and poor people. Again. We talked about this in the last episode where I was kind of going off here on this idea of wealth inequality and obesity. That's episode 84, I believe. So if you haven't heard that one, pop on over there after this episode and check that out. And this was not planned. This was actually impromptu. So apparently the wealth gap is on my mind because today I want to talk about people's irrational hatred of wealthy people. And I feel like, this is an ages-old problem that I can't believe that we haven't gotten over yet. And while the rich do merit plenty of criticism, I find that the main critique of rich people is just that poor people are mad because there's people who have more money than them. Or not even poor, but just working class people just get mad at rich people for no reason other than the fact that they have more money. And I want to explore this idea with a couple different examples and kind of see where it takes us. We're going to work through this one together. And look, you, the listener, you might be like, hey, Erik, that is an astute observation. That is exactly spot on what we're thinking here. Or you might be like, Erik, you're an asshole. You don't know what you're talking about. But either way, we're going to work through this together and see if we can kind of come up with some kind of resolution. So it's going to be exciting. So before we get into all that, though, I first want to say what's up to everybody who is a returning listener. Thanks for coming back. Hopefully you're all caught up on all the Holistic A-Hole podcast episodes up to this point. Or if you're a new listener, thank you for finding the podcast. And just take a quick second, hit the subscribe button right there in your podcast feed, whether it's your iPhone, Android, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, CastBox, Spotify. If you found this off your Alexa, I don't know how you do this, but either way, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way, the podcast pops up in your feed right there twice a week when it gets published, every Tuesday and Thursday or Friday-ish. That way, you don't have to go looking for it, or if there's an episode that you missed, it's just right there in your podcast player. And I would say this too, go on to all the social mediums and find the Holistic A-Hole. I got the Holistic A-Hole Facebook page. We got Holistic A-Hole on Instagram, at Holistic A-Hole on Twitter, and of course the Holistic A-Hole YouTube page where there's all kinds of great videos and then pictures and tweets and controversies and arguments and all kinds of stuff to help you keep up with the Holistic A-Hole tribe. I just get so annoyed with the use of that word, by the way, in all of the marketing and tech people. Join my tribe for $13.99 a month. You can be in the cocksucking, make money by doing nothing but sitting on your ass and painting your toenails tribe. You know what I mean. But join the tribe if you can. Whatever you do, whatever works out for you. So let's pop into it. So why am I talking about this today on this beautiful summer day here? I'm talking about this because recently, apparently, Forbes magazine came out with an article hailing the accomplishments of one Kylie Jenner. And if you don't know who Kylie Jenner is, it's okay because I didn't either, because I just don't give a shit. I just don't. But when social media explodes on such stupid things, I have no choice but to try to give a shit. And Kylie Jenner is part of the, Jenner Kardashian clan. What is she, the youngest one? Maybe there's another one somewhere. I don't even know how these relationships work in this family. There was Kim Kardashian like 5 years ago. She got on because she made a sex tape years ago that came out, and she got a big fat ass, and everybody liked the tape, and then she just skyrocketed into fame. All of a sudden there's reality shows, and then there's Bruce Jenner, who was an Olympic athlete at one point, was the greatest athlete in the world or something back in this. I don't think so, but he was a big name 40 years ago, and then, popped back into popularity and then became a woman. So this is my brief synopsis of who these people even are. I don't even know if I got that part right, but what struck me was that Forbes releases this article about Kylie Jenner and hailing her success as what she will soon be, which is the youngest billionaire ever. She's going to be the youngest person to ever have a net worth of $1 billion. They're estimating her net worth right now at $900 million. And so I think she turns 21 in a month. She's 20 years old right now, and she's slated to become the youngest billionaire ever. Mark Zuckerberg did it, I think, when he was 23 or 25, I don't know. And Kylie Jenner is going to hit $1 billion even sooner than that. And what people are losing their minds about is because Forbes called her a self-made billionaire. I don't know if the article actually called her a self-made billionaire. Maybe she calls herself a self-made billionaire. But either way, people are coming out and they're just raging on social media. They're like, Kylie Jenner is not a self-made billionaire. She inherited money, and, you can't be self-made if you inherited money, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and just, I hate this, and my life is miserable, and I'm tweeting this, and a hashtag of that, and oh God, I gotta go to work, and my life sucks, and I owe thousands of dollars in student loans, and I'm at work, and my boss sucks, there's birthday cake in the break room, my girlfriend's fat, I hate my life, there's nothing interesting about me, That was my impression of social media, by the way. But basically, what's going on is people are mad because Forbes called her a self-made billionaire. Okay. Now, I get it, right? She comes from a wealthy family. She comes from a family that has been in the national spotlight. Some might even call them America's, first family. Definitely the name Kardashian is on the top of your dome all the time, especially if you have a TV and you watch, this TMZ garbage and you live your life, vicariously through celebrities, then yeah, you understand who these people are. But this idea that people are mad because Forbes had the audacity to call her a self-made billionaire. I mean, look, in a sense, yeah, she was self-made because she got rich because she's got endorsement deals. She's got, obviously the television. She could probably make $50,000 just to show up to a nightclub and just sit in a VIP booth. You know what I mean? This is how we treat these, these social media celebrities. But what she also has is a business. She has a business. She has a makeup line. And I don't know much about her makeup line. I don't know exactly what she sells, but apparently it's like the hottest makeup line out there. And is it any surprise? Is it any surprise a celebrity comes out with a makeup line and then people go crazy about it? They buy it. This is what business is. This is what advertising is. I'm sorry if you've lived under a rock for the last, 100 years when advertising firms have been trying to exploit, celebrities and, top of head issues to sell you more shit. O.J. Simpson used to be the face of Hertz, right? I know there's so many more examples of celebrities who are the face of a company. This is what companies do. It's called name and brand recognition. It's so that you don't, they can't just put take a makeup line and put some schmo as the face of it and somebody's going to buy it. They can't just take some woman off the street and say, look, this is our, new L'Oreal makeup line, and it's just some girl waiting in line at the bagel shop. You need name brand people. It's why Wheaties, ironically enough, because Bruce Jenner was on the Wheaties box at one time, that's why they put people on the Wheaties box. That has nothing to do with Wheaties. Those athletes don't eat Wheaties. LeBron James doesn't drive around a Lincoln. Michael Jordan never ate Sara Lee cake. Tiger Woods doesn't, wear whatever. I think he wears Nikes, actually. But he never used the things that he endorsed. It's just how branding works. And I'll give it to Kylie Jenner. She was able to take her name recognition. She's a brand. She's a business. Every person and personality you see on TV or in the media or in professional sports is a name brand. And what she did was she took her name brand and said, okay, well, how can I take my name and my face and my enormous social media following and create a product that I can now monetize and sell to make even more money? So what did she do? She went into makeup. What's wrong with that? There's, thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of makeup lines out there that, might probably be better than her makeup line. But the fact is, the people buying it, i.e. women using makeup or dudes who are just going through a weird time right now, are going to buy the makeup just because it's the one that Kylie Jenner made. Not even endorsed, but made. If she endorsed a makeup line, if L'Oreal or, any of these makeup lines came up to her and they're like, hey, we'll give you a contract for $2 million a year. Can you just say you use this makeup? Can you just go in magazine? Can we put you on magazines? Can we have you go to events and say you use this makeup? Can we put you in TV commercials? And plenty of celebrities have gone down this route. The only problem is they're only getting a small cut of the makeup line's revenue. Why not cut out all that industrial middlemen bureaucratic legal bullshit and just own the makeup line and take all the revenue? That's exactly what she did. And, hey, how come Kim Kardashian didn't do this? How come Khloe Kardashian didn't do this? I know they've probably got their own, products or whatever. But then this also goes to show how smart she was as a businesswoman, whether she made these decisions or not. You got to imagine, Kylie Jenner probably has a number of consultants and, marketing people and legal experts who can help, a 20-year-old, I'd imagine, not the sharpest tool in the shed person maneuver the complicated world of business, but just the fact that it's her name on the product at the end of the day, just tells you everything you need to know. It's brilliant. If you had the opportunity to make 10 fucking figures, why would you, or 11 figures in makeup revenue, why would you not do it? The fact that she's going to be a billionaire before even Michael Jordan, who was the freaking face of, so many big name brands, even still to this day, goes a long way. This is just a different world we live in. All of these social media, quote unquote, influencers, people who have hundreds of thousands or millions of fans, they'd be stupid to not create their own product and then sell that out to the already screaming, raving fans who will just buy their shit. This is what people do. People go out and they buy stuff. They get jobs to work and make money so they can buy stuff. So, we could nitpick over this definition, and I think even Dictionary.com got in on this mix of, tweeting, the definition of self-made millionaire or whatever. We could sit there and we could nitpick what that means, okay? Yeah, did she start from the dirt? Was she sleeping on a couch? Was she homeless growing up and then thought of this in, a garage? She doesn't have the Steve Jobs story. She doesn't have the Zuckerberg story, but she has a story and basically a fucking blueprint for anybody who has her kind of fan base. If you have, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 followers on Instagram, why are you not creating your own product? Why are you not creating a freaking, a t-shirt or, a makeup line or a fucking sleeping bag or an umbrella or name any freaking product that's sitting around your house? Why would you not put your name on that and sell that to people who you already know will buy that from you? It's just good. It's smart business, We could be talking about Kylie Jenner and be like, have her have a Lindsay Lohan type trajectory where we're like, oh man, Kylie Jenner, the youngest of the Kardashians, just a raging alcoholic drug addict, complete disaster in and out of rehab. We could be saying that because that's what happens to a lot of wealthy young people. Or you could be on the cover of Forbes and people saying you're the first self-made, or you're going to be the youngest self-made billionaire. How many kids came from families that, quite frankly, were richer than the Kardashians? The Kardashians aren't the richest family in the country. I don't even think they're top 100. They might not even be top 1,000. Maybe they are, but there's still, 1,000 other people who have, who are born with tens of millions of dollars to their name already. Are they starting companies? They could. They could start companies. They could start the next Amazon. They could employ hundreds, thousands of people. They could offer all kinds of opportunities for people, but they don't. They don't. Kylie Jenner did. So get over yourself, I guess here's my point to all this, because I see this too I'm just using Kylie Jenner as an example, but I see this when people hate on people like Zuckerberg. And granted, I'm not the biggest Zuckerberg fan. I think there's a lot wrong with Facebook, but what Zuckerberg has done is he's created a thing that everybody uses, even knowing that, their Facebook is taking all your data and it's selling it to all these people. It's collecting in the most creepy ways possible everything about your life, but people just keep voluntarily putting that stuff out there. Facebook isn't knocking on your door going, hey, we're going to log into your Facebook account. We're going to strap you down and make sure you're in your Facebook account every single day. Yeah, they send you emails, which is kind of creepy when they're like, hey, notice you haven't signed in for a while. But you don't have to sign into Facebook. Zuckerberg created a thing that everybody wants and everybody uses. Same thing with Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, again, say what you want about the guy, especially his politics, which, quite frankly, I'm not a huge fan of. Not a huge fan of his, kind of dystopic worldview, where, the whole world's gonna be run by fucking robots soon. But Jesus Christ, I can't not go on Amazon. I can't not have my Prime. I can't not, have one-click purchasing and, free 1-2 day delivery with free returns, They created a thing that people use. And so my point in all this is that what good does it do you as a person, as a consumer of news and media, to go to make a big deal about this, to make a thing, to make a case where it's not, it's not even that. It'd be frivolous to sit here and argue a point of saying, is she self-made or are they not self-made? Is it self-made if you're born with money, or are you self-made if not? Do you only have to come from poverty to be self-made? What if you're middle class and then you become a millionaire or a billionaire? What does that mean? Are you self-made because you got to go to a public school and you went to, private university? What if your parents pay for your schooling? Are you then not self-made? What if your parents loan you $5,000 to build the prototype of the product that eventually goes on to sell billions of dollars worth of goods. Are you not self-made? Do you see how annoyingly frivolous it is to argue over this point? It does you as a person no good. It does you no good to argue, to get angry that Forbes calls Kylie Jenner a self-made millionaire. And I don't even think that's what people are mad about. I just think they're mad because Kylie Jenner is so much more successful than you are. You know, I think people have this thing where they still look at money like it's the root of all evil. Like there's something wrong with wanting to make an insane amount of money. Like there's something wrong to want to go out and be successful and rise above other people and, you know, create a thing that people just want to buy, you know, or to market to people in maybe, you know, more provocative ways, maybe more aggressive ways. You know, there's people like these YouTube personalities like Ty Lopez, who's just always in your face with Instagram and Snapchat and YouTube, and he's showing off his cars, and he's like, I did it, you can do it, you know? Yeah, I think it's corny and it's dumb, and people who fall for that sort of thing are you know, a little kind of uneducated, but it works. It works, and I can't hate on the guy for that. All he's doing is the thing that, sorry to say, immigrants came to America to do for the last 400 years, which is to have the ability to start a business and fucking make as much money as you could possibly imagine. You know, I think a lot of people get mad because there is this wealth gap and there's so much money concentrated at the top. I don't think it's a problem that there's money concentrated at the top. I think it's a problem that the people at the bottom where the money is not think that the only way that they're going to rise out of their own situation is by taking a piece out of the pocket of the top to give to themselves in a way like they're going to get their own kind of riches by taking what they feel isn't a fair amount that the top has, that they can justify them being at the bottom because they have, you know, morals and they're ethical and they play by the rules, which is just horseshit. I'm sorry, dude. I understand there's poor people who are struggling. I totally get that. I totally get that there's people out there who've been struck by a lot of bad luck, be it, you know, health. That's usually the biggest one that draws all your money out. But a lot of people put themselves in their bad situation, you know? A lot of people took out tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school for 4, 5, 6, 7 years to get a bachelor's or maybe even a master's degree that they're not even using, you know? Many people don't have the motivation to even get off the couch and go to school. Many people don't think it's fair that the world is the way it is, so what's their solution? Just to live with their parents till they're in their 30s or 40s, you know? There's a reason why the top are at the top, because they get out of bed every day and they have a mission in life and they're like, I'm just going to create stuff that people want and makes a lot of money and I'm not going to complain. You know, yeah, I'm going to play by the rules. I might be a little black hat. I might, you know, skirt the rules a little bit here and there. You know, I'm not going to go out and kill somebody. I'm not going to forcefully take anybody's money, but I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure that my brand, my product, you know, my intellectual property is better than my competitions. This is why we live in a place like America, and we don't have to worry about the government coming in and taking our shit, which is essentially what they do with taxes. You know, whether you like to admit it or not, the rich people in this country get taxed way more money than anybody at the bottom rung, okay? And you're at the bottom rung not because the rich people are making so much money. You're at the bottom rung because of your own circumstance, whatever it is. Again, it could be all your own doing, or it can be complete luck. It could be, you know, government, what do you call it? Government gerrymandering, maybe. Could be, government corruption. Could be a million different things. But in America, you have the ability, no matter what your social class is, to pull out of it and to get to middle class or to get to the fucking top 1%, whatever it is. So my point is, this idea of just hating on the rich because they're the rich, because they have more money, it's a real deficiency in your own life that at some point you have to get over it. You have to get past it. Otherwise, you're just going to be angry, yelling on social media. And you know who's not angry, yelling at people on social media? Rich people. Rich people, Elon Musk goes on Twitter to, basically push his own brand, right? Richard Branson does the same thing. People who own businesses do the same thing. But you know what they don't do? They don't scroll through Twitter and start criticizing people who have nothing to do with their industry, who have nothing to do with anything outside their sphere of influence, and start saying it's not fair that they got a thing and that they didn't. That's not what rich people do. You know what rich people do is they go to work every single day, blood, sweat, tears, whatever degree that is, to create a thing that people want. And, hey, I wasn't there when Kylie Jenner created her makeup line. Maybe she did so little to create her makeup line. Maybe she literally just answered a few emails and then she had a team of people. I mean, she definitely had a team of people actually create the line, and she just slapped her name on it, took the creative rights or whatever, and that's her makeup line. Well, guess what? In this country, you can do that shit. You too can create a makeup line. You can, think of an idea for a makeup line. You can go to a manufacturer. You can have it created. You can hire a consultant to help you with the marketing. You can hire virtual assistants to basically do all the work, to build a website, to build a shopping cart, to take all the pictures of all the shit you need. You can put it all on Facebook. You can buy Facebook ads. You can buy Google ads, and you can create your own 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure, 10-figure fucking makeup line if you want to. But the problem is you don't want to. You want to spend your time getting angry about people who you can't control and things you can't control. This is why we're so fucked up in this country. I don't know about other countries, but this is why people are so fucked up, because they want to control things they can't control. This is where anxiety, depression, this is where eating disorders come from. This is where excessive weight gain, this is where your autoimmune diseases come from, because you're stressed out about things that just aren't in your control. And you know what? You got to grow the fuck up and you got to get over it. I would love to be at a financial point where I could just, go fucking live on my tropical island, drive around on my jet ski, have a cool dog that I run up and down the beach with, and just have a fucking great life, go windsurfing and, climb the Himalayas and, just have money coming in the whole time. But guess what? That shit just doesn't happen because I want it to happen. It happens because I have to go to work. Yeah, I wasn't born with, a bank account with, 8 figures in it, but that's never stopped me from wanting shit and trying to actually manifest it and create it. So, and I'll tell you this, going online and, getting mad at and tweeting at Kylie Jenner and telling her that she's, confused on the definition of self-made also isn't putting any money in my pocket. So here's my message to everybody who's going out and just hating on these rich people for their money. Grow up, get over yourself, create something that people want, stop it with the fucking anxiety, stop it with your depression, get over your problems, fix yourself, start with your diet, exercise, fucking meditate, whatever you got to do, whatever helps you get out of bed in the morning, write down the shit that you think would be interesting that people would buy, do it, fail at it, cry, pick back up and start another one. If you want to be a millionaire, a billionaire, I promise you, the one way that it's not going to happen is by the government going into the pockets of all the billionaires and taking out more money and giving it to you. Not one person in the history of the world has ever gotten rich off of taxes. And that's all we got to say about it. So let me know what you think, because I know this is kind of extreme. I know people would vehemently disagree with me, which is fine. Are you one of those people? Do you think I'm off base? Or do you agree? Are you sick of hearing just people's whining and complaining about just another freaking issue that is so far out of their control? And do you think that this is one of the biggest problems plaguing our, I guess, younger society today, which is like the hater economy? Let me know what you think. Shoot me a message on Facebook. Shoot me a screenshot or an Instagram message. Tweet at me at Holistic A-Hole. And if you enjoyed the episode, go on iTunes, leave a 5-star review, and share this with your friends. And if you haven't done this yet, go down and binge through the Holistic A-Hole podcast. This is number 85, so you got 84 beautiful podcast to catch up on, and then we'll rendezvous in the next one, number 86. So thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.